So today's video is going to be a little different. For starters, I didn't actually plan to do this video at all. For context, I recently watched Star Talk with Neil deGrasse Tyson and William Shatner, where Shatner posed some interesting questions that got me thinking. I then saw John Green and Dr. Katie Mack on Crash Course the Universe. That got me thinking. And then by a staggering coincidence, the Aurora borealis paid a visit to most of the United States, an astrological event that I never thought I would actually get to see in person. But I did, and it was one of the most beautiful things I have ever seen. That got me thinking too, and since it got me thinking, I'm going to drag the rest of you along with me. So the surface of the sun is about 6.09 times 10 to the 12th power square kilometers, or roughly 12,000 Earths. Think of each of those squares firing off in a straight line. What are the odds that it would hit such a tiny target as the Earth at just the right way to trigger the conditions for the aurora? That's a lot of coincidences. The universe is full of those, isn't it? We know that matter and energy cannot be created or destroyed. We know that at the beginning, the whole universe was bunched up in that hot, dense state. We know that it exploded outward and formed the universe as we know it. But did it ever occur to you that since matter cannot be created or destroyed, part of you was there? In fact, every part of you was there at the beginning and has been part of everything ever since. Every particle, every quark was there and has always been part of the universe, just like every other part. Now, quarks fascinate me, and I'm not going to pretend that I fully understand them. I understand that they make up protons and neutrons, and that protons and neutrons have 3 quarks each that determine if they are a proton or a neutron. In fact, I understand that quarks and electrons are considered fundamental particles, meaning that they aren't made up of anything. They're just the smallest things. I also understand that quarks bounce in and out of our reality altogether. Where do they go? How do the protons and neutrons continue to be protons and neutrons when all their parts are constantly shifting in and out of existence? How does anything stay solid? It doesn't. It's an illusion. Like a great big flip book, everything is constantly in motion and changing no matter how solid it seems. You are not solid. You're essentially a cloud of subatomic particles held together by something. So is anything real? Not really. Color is a signal in your brain prompted by waves of light hitting your eyes. Color is made up by your brain. Sound is just air pressure interpreted by your brain. Smell, touch, taste. There's no objective truth in any of these things. Your brain tells you that your body is a solid mass, that you just touched your keyboard. You didn't. Your electromagnetic field touched its electromagnetic field. William Shatner asked, "Are electrons lonely?" I don't actually have an answer for that, and I'm not going anywhere with that particular thought. I just really love the question. He also asked if it's possible that there was some kind of root system, like the combined root systems under a forest, existing just beneath our perceptible reality, binding everything together. Frankly, I didn't know he had thoughts like this, but I loved it. So what is binding everything together? I feel like answering that requires us to go back to, what is our reality? If everything we know about reality is wrong, what is right? What is real? What actually matters? What remains after a moment has passed? Wait a sec. That's it. The moment. The configuration of subatomic particles streaming together to form a moment with consciousness to observe it. A laugh, a hug, a quiet evening watching a once-in-a-lifetime Aurora borealis with your kids. Love, the wonder, the excitement, all chemical signals in your brain, but your consciousness, your ability to experience that moment, to feel those feelings, to value that shared time. String theory suggests that anytime an object has interacted with another object, those objects continue to affect each other forever, regardless of distance. So if all of our parts were there at the beginning, then we're all connected by that one event. We are all held together by our consciousness, by our acknowledgement of each other. Whether we regard each other with respect or disdain, we must acknowledge that we exist as a shared consciousness through that one shared experience. Everything is real because we think it is. Our reality is dictated by how we choose to perceive it. Are electrons lonely? They don't have to be, because we're all connected. One big soup of wildly varying energies held together by a string of moments that we perceive only because we have consciousness. So does it not make sense that we should all strive to fill that reality with experiences that we love and value? I think so. Be humble, for you are human. Be noble, for you are stardust. До свидания.